I have intention to cover two very important things in this session. Number one is that ethics and values. Number two is positive attitude. And I was discussing with my friends in the offline mode here during the tea break that all these topics are very, very close to my heart. And also they are very, very extensive, very, very important topics. And we usually have 1 week or 2 weeks program on each of the topic and then discussing the different details. But at this stage, it's very important for all of us to be able to appreciate some of the salient rudimental fundamentals about the topics which we have kept in the program. I have complete PowerPoint presentations on both the topics, ethics and values and positive attitude, but time will not permit me to go through all of them. And it is not wise also that I cover 2 weeks program or 1 week program in 1 hour. What I will do is I will try to cover the salient things again, fundamentals, very, very fundamental things. And in adult learning, in adult teaching learning process, it is very important that you remain engaged, you find it relevant, and also your attention should be there towards the topic which we are discussing here. So I will try to avoid the slides. I will try to take help of the 1 or 2 video clips, and I will tell the stories. Are you ready for the stories? Yes, my session is just like that only, always. Even if I have to, even when I have to teach hardcore concrete technology, I teach all the concrete technology also through the stories only. And I have, I know, and so place, so and so thing happened to the concrete. So there was something wrong with the aggregate, there was something wrong with the cement, there was something wrong with the water cement ratio, there was something wrong there. So I have a story. Students, are able to appreciate some of the things. So, and I as I mentioned, I am a person who like to have a noisy classrooms. Usually people say, I want my classroom should be silent. I want my classroom should be noisy. Yes, and have an involvement of the participant somehow. My dear friends, I want one volunteer to read the story. If you understand this story, I am sure everything on the earth related to ethics and value is known to every one of us. Though there are books and books written on that, but I find that this story is so profound, so meaningful, and we have one volunteer here already who is going to narrate the. Ma'am, aap idhar aiye, please. Be mindful of the wires here. And as I mentioned, this is one of my very favorite stories, as ma'am is going to join us to narrate the story to all of us. Aiye, ma'am. This is one of my very favorite stories. And this story I have heard more than maybe hundreds of times from my granny. Hum log, in Punjab, we call it Mataji. Mataji means, Mataji you can take to mother also, but then in our family, we used to call my Dadiji, my paternal grandmother as Mataji. She was a very noble lady. All elders are very noble. I have never seen her frowning. Frown समझते हैं आप? ऐसे I have never seen her doing like this. What to say of getting mad on somebody? What to say of raising her voice? I have never seen her raising her voice as long as she was there. Can you believe it? Such a noble person. ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको गुस्सा नहीं आता होगा कि कभी वो परेशान नहीं होती. ऐसा, I mean, it doesn't happen that she is not having anything in her mind, but then she has never frowned. ऐसा भी नहीं करा कभी किसी को उसने. Zindagi bhar, all her life, you can see a gentle smile and a blessing coming from her. When she was young, I have seen her much younger, in her younger ages. She passed away in 1981 on 1st January. I was almost 21 years old, studying in my Thapar Engineering College, final year, probably the third year. And she was a lady with a lot of stories. And this story lived with me. Few years back, I penned down this story and make a presentation. And I'm very happy somebody has read this story, uh, maybe one of the participants. And now I find this story on the YouTube. Somebody has made the picture also in this. Yes. And this is really very, very beautiful. Ma'am, आपका नाम, please introduce yourself and we will then listen to her. आप थोड़ा सा इधर आ जाइए, थोड़ा कुर्सी को you can bring closer. Yes.
I'm Kavita, lecturer from Government Polytechnic Mulbagal, Karnataka State.
Kavita, you are teaching which subject?
I am teaching electrical and electronics. Subject.
Electrical and electronics engineer. And today she is going to tell the story which I have heard number of times from my granny, and I feel very proud about it. And I want you to understand this story, read this story, listen to this story. She is going to narrate this story to all of you, and share this story with your family members, younger or older, doesn't matter. Share this story with your students, with your children, whomsoever you want to. Okay. And my dear friends, the background of this story I will share, then Kavita will take care of the things. The background is that I come from a village very close to Rajasthan border. Though it is in Punjab, and in earlier times, camel was very important. The story title is Jewel Under the Saddle, and all my slides, you see the images are depicting the story also and the contents also. Camel are very important in our part of the Punjab. Now it is not a semi-desert even. Now we have, if my granny today wakes up from the graves, she will be amazed to see that we are growing paddy there. Paddy, you understand? Rice. The only crops which we used to have were the cotton crops. Cotton, you understand? Yes, sir. In Punjabi, we call it narma. Cotton crop. Okay. And we used to have some black chana. That was the only crops. And that too, if the rain god was very happy with us, sometimes we require very, very little rain. That was the thing. And this camel was important for the transportation. Yes, yes, ma'am. Camel were important for the transportation, for the milk, for the clothing, for everything. I mean, uska jo fur nikalta tha, we used to have the warm clothes from that also. And in Bikaner, which is very close to my village, not that close though, we have a camel research institute also. If you ever get an opportunity to visit Bikaner, you can visit that Camel Research Institute. Beautiful. My dear friends, sharing a story that I heard from my granny. If it touches you the way it did me, please do share, because a story shared lives on forever. This story is for all of us. Over to Kavita ma'am. Yes. And there is an incentive for all of us for the story. Let me just read that also, ma'am. As an old Irish saying goes, 3 apples fell from the tree, one for him who tells the story. Kavita is going to get that. And one for him who reads and listens, all of you. My online friends also, they're going to read and listen also. And one for him who try to understand. 2 apples you will get. One, if you understand it. One you are getting by default, by listening. And you will have 1 apple when you read this. I hope you receive the other 2 also. Understand and tell the story to others also. Okay? So, Kavita, you are very lucky to have 3 apples.
Yes.
Okay.
I start, sir.
Yes, please.
Once upon a time, what happened did happen, or you wouldn't be hearing this story. A merchant on a casual jaunt, a short excursion on journey mode for pleasure, through a market, came across a fine specimen of a camel for sale. The merchant and the camel seller, both skilled Negotiators struck a hard bargain. The camel seller, pleased with his skill of worming, worked subtly or gradually, out of what he felt was a very good price, parted with his camel, and the merchant, chuffed that he had struck a fantastic bargain, proudly walked home with the latest addition to his large livestock.
Nowadays, also we have you know, the fairs, animal fairs, where you can go and buy cows, buffaloes, goats, and other things. In our region, there used to be camel markets, and this merchant goes and find a very good camel, and he adds to his livestock, which were already there. He had so many other camels also. And what happened, ma'am?
On arriving home, the merchant called to his servant to come and help him take out the camel's saddle.
You understand the saddle on which you sit down?
The unwieldy, difficult to carry or handle due to size, shape, or weight, heavily padded saddle being too difficult for the servant to manage on his own. Hidden under the saddle, the servant found a small velvet pouch which, on opening, he discovered to be filled with precious jewels. The servant was overexcited. Master, you bought a camel, but see what came free along with it.
Pause is very important in communication, so you can understand the context. Some pouch was there having so many jewels, and servant was very excited. Master, Malik, you you bought the camel, and but see what came? Free camel.
The merchant was astonished as he looked at the jewels in his servant's palm. They were of extraordinary quality, sparkling and twinkling in the sunlight. I bought the camel, he said, not the jewels. I must return them to the camel seller immediately. The servant was aghast, filled with horror or shock. His master was really foolish. Master, no one will know. But the merchant headed right back to the market and handed over the velvet pouch back to the camel seller. Yes.
You understanding? He said, "I bought the camel and paid the price for it, but not for the jewels. I must go," and he went back.
The camel seller was very happy. I had forgotten that I had hid these jewels in the saddle for safekeeping. Here, choose one of the jewels for yourself as a reward. The merchant said, I paid a fair price for the camel and the camel only. So, no thank you. I do not need any reward. But as much as the servant merchant refused, the camel seller insisted. Finally, the merchant said, sheepishly smiling, actually, when I decided to bring the pouch back to you, I already took two of the most precious jewels and kept them for myself.
So there is a twist in the story now. Earlier, the camel seller was insisting that you take, he was refusing. When he kept on insisting, he sheepishly smiling said that actually I kept two. The scene changes now.
At this confession, the camel seller was a bit flabbergasted, greatly surprised or astonished, and quickly emptied the pouch to count the jewels. However, he was very confused. All my jewels are here. What jewels did you keep?
So naturally he said, कि देखें कौन से निकालने हैं इसमें. And he said, all my jewels are here. And what did jewels you? Now the last slide is coming. Please, beautiful slides.
The two most precious, said the merchant.
He said, which jewels you kept? Two. All my jewels are here. Then he said, the two most. And what are those two most precious jewels?
My integrity and my self respect.
Isn't it so beautiful? The whole world's wealth cannot buy integrity or self respect, also. Yes, I give you all the price and ask you to leave your self respect, your own consciousness, how you view yourself, your self esteem. It is not question of being proud about things. It is your self esteem, how truthful you are to yourself. That is what, how you view yourself. That is your self esteem and your integrity. These are the two jewels which the merchant kept for himself as a reward. Yes, please, somebody. Okay. And Madam Kavita ji, what is integrity?
Integrity is choosing your thoughts and actions based on values rather than personal gain.
Choosing your thoughts and actions based on values rather than personal gains. We are talking about ethics and values. For a moment, you might be surprised, a little bit like the servant said, the master is really very foolish. Put yourself in the shoes of, and we talk about empathy, we talk about compassion, we talk about so many things. Put yourself in the shoes of camel seller. If you had lost something, let us say we are having friends here, if you misplace your mobile here today and you are dying that somebody will, the sweeper or somebody who cleans this room will return my mobile to me. Yes, even the small thing like rubber or pencil, even you, when you misplace it, you expect people. Yes, and our behavior, conduct, and act depends on how we behave with others, conduct and act. They will, you have to play a role model for them, knowingly or unknowingly, and then this whole society will be transformed. And it is very important. Integrity has very deeper meanings. I want all of you, my friends sitting here also and sitting in the respective remote centers and individual laptops and mobile phones, to kindly explore the word integrity. Try to explore the word integrity. It is so beautiful a word. Integrity is very important. And your self-respect. And madam, what is self-respect?
Self respect. If you don't have it, the world will walk all over you.
Nobody can insult you without your permission. If you have the self-respect, uh, thank you. First of all, we make ma'am free, and a big round of applause to Kavita ma'am. You narrated the story very, very beautifully, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. We'll get back to you again. Friends, मैं आपसे एक बात शेयर करना चाहता हूँ, बहुत ब्यूटीफुल है सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट को लेके. मैंने अभी भी कहा कि nobody can insult you without your permission. If you have the self respect, nobody can come near to touch you and do anything wrong to you. When my daughter went to first time to Pilani from Punjab to Rajasthan, that too in a very, very rural area, and she was suddenly having a lot of independence to do so many things. I shared this story to her and told her that nobody can ever touch you without your permission. Nobody can ever insult you. Leave all insecurities. You are a secured person under the protection of Almighty. And with that, she could travel length and breadth of the country as well as abroad also, all alone by herself. I mean, she knows it very well, and she practices that. If you understand the self-respect very well, nobody can ever do anything wrong to you. You can tell, you can be so strong, in fact, and we all want that strength. Not only the ladies, but the gents also. We are all vulnerable, but then we are not vulnerable once we understand this concept of self-respect. I'm giving you this homework that you explore these two words in your encyclopedias and dictionaries, integrity, and in different contexts, they may give different meanings. But then these two are the values based on which you can drive all other values in the, you name any value, I can say that they will fit in either in integrity or they fit in the self-respect. And my dear friends, talking to your students, it is very important. I have some video clips, but I don't want to share it right now here. Uh, we should be very clear as our role as a mentor, as a teacher, as a guide, as a counselor, leaving our own self, but then in the context, as mentioned by Kavita ma'am, choosing your thoughts and acts based on values rather than mera personal gain ke. Unfortunately, our society, due to some reasons, has deteriorated like anything. The other day I was reading in the newspaper, it is a study made all over India, in a health magazine, in a health journal, I would say. An article came, and government of India का ये statistical data है. 52%. I'm talking about official data. Official data is 52%. It is actually in more. 52% of the surgeries happening in the hospitals. 52% is the official data, but I know it is more than that. If I have a problem, I hesitate to go to so-called big hospitals because I know that tomorrow they will put me in the operation theater and say कि सर्जरी कर दो इसकी, ये निकाल दो इसका, ये डाल दो इसके अंदर, ये कर दो. So much of malpractice.
Yesterday, ma'am also admitted, sir.
They admitted, they put me in drugs and all 3 bottles and they sent me.
अच्छा,
So,
where?
He homeopathy
hospital.
Oh.
After 5:30 I was there.
Surgery is very important and it should be done, but when it is absolutely necessary. I have the videos by the doctors की conference में discuss हुआ ये वाला issue. And doctor said कि this is the case, and what do you suggest? There are 3 hospitals who had said that surgery is necessary. Then he asked the question to the audience, who were all doctors, if it were you, would you like to go for the surgery? They said no. And that is not, I am not pinpointing to the profession of the doctors. It is happening in teaching. It is happening in all walks of life. We need to have integrity. Our thoughts and actions should be based on not personal listening, but on the values. It is much needed, my dear friends. And when we are talking to our students, I will show you. I am very tempted to show you a video here. May I show you that video? How many of you have seen the movie Corporate? You have seen? I am going to take one scene from the Corporate and share with you. But before that, let me share with you, how would you explain the integrity to a young child? Roger Jenkins, who is the authority on the ethics and values, written many books, he said, the ability to do the right thing, the ability to do the जो उचित है, जो ठीक है, the ability to do the right thing or choosing to do the right thing when you could get away with doing the wrong thing. That is the definition of the integrity. If the merchant had not gone, nobody was watching, his servant also told him, he could have get away with all that. Yes, in many situations, nobody will come to know and I do something wrong. And if you choose to do the right thing at that time, that is the integrity. Yes, very simple definitions.
क्या हुआ?
सर एक प्रॉब्लम है सर.
What is it?
प्लांट से क्वालिटी कंट्रोल वालों का फैक्स आया है और वो कह रहे हैं कि हमारे सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक में पेस्टिसाइड्स के भारी ट्रेसेस मिले हैं.
सर एफडीए ने हमें लाइसेंस देने से इनकार कर दिया है।
What?
आवर प्रॉब्लम इज एक्चुअली ये जो पेस्टिसाइड्स हैं ये पानी की सोर्स के अंदर ही है, इसलिए आसानी से डिटेक्ट नहीं हो पाते।
लेकिन प्लांट में वाटर ट्रीटमेंट सिस्टम होने के बावजूद ये कैसे हुआ?
सर हमारा वाटर ट्रीटमेंट सिस्टम इन पेस्टिसाइड्स को फिल्टर करने के लिए इक्विप नहीं है।
और कंसल्टेंट्स ने बताया है कि पनवेल और खोपोली के पास के खेतों में इंसेक्टिसाइड्स और पेस्टिसाइड्स का बहुत ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल होता है, और कई सालों के इस्तेमाल की वजह से ये केमिकल्स वहाँ के वाटर टेबल में घुल मिल गए हैं। काफ़ी जहरीले केमिकल्स हैं सर।
सर स्टडीज के मुताबिक इनसे कैंसर भी हो सकता है। आगे चल के प्रेग्नेंट औरतों और बच्चों के इम्यून सिस्टम को भी खतरा पहुंच सकता है।
नवीन, व्हाट वुड यू सजेस्ट? क्या करना चाहिए?
सर इमीडिएटली कोई ऑल्टरनेटिव सोल्यूशन ढूंढना होगा।
सर लेकिन उसके लिए भी थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा।
दस दिन में प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च है, 14th को। तुम्हें वक्त चाहिए ना? 48 आवर्स, दैट्स इट। 2 दिन, ओके? सो तुम्हारा कहने का मतलब है कि बॉटलिंग प्लांट कहीं और शिफ्ट कर दी जाए, उसमें लग जाएंगे करीब 2 महीने। मतलब ड्रिंक का लॉन्च भी 2 महीने डिले करते हैं, राइट?
यस सर, लेकिन और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है।
नवीन, आर यू प्लेन क्रेजी? हाँ, तुम्हें मालूम नहीं है कि ड्रिंक के लॉन्च के साथ हमारा पब्लिक इशू भी आ रहा है। लॉन्च को 2 महीने डिले करने का मतलब है कि पब्लिक इशू को कैंसिल कर दें। 4,000 करोड़ का नुकसान होगा तो होगा, साथ में ग्रुप की रेपुटेशन भी जाएगी। नो, आई कांट डिले द लॉन्च। आई कांट लेट दिस हैपन।
इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि हम पेस्टिसाइड वाला स्टॉक ही मार्केट में लॉन्च कर देंगे?
यस, एंड डोंट गेट इमोशनल अबाउट इट, ओके? आगे की सप्लाई ठीक कर देंगे और किसी को इसके बारे में पता नहीं चलेगा। और वैसे भी हमारे देश में लाखों लोग गटर का पानी पीते हैं। हाउ डज इट मैटर? जस्ट फॉरगेट अबाउट इट एंड लेट्स रोल इट।
एक्सक्यूज मी सर, बट इन दैट केस मैं रिजाइन करना चाहूंगा।
What? What? Don't be impulsive, नवीन। इतना बड़ा डिसीजन जल्दबाजी में मत लो।
नहीं सर, मुझे लगता है मेरा ये डिसीजन बिल्कुल सही है।
Oh, like that. Your principles and all that. Well, उस केस में तो मैं तुम्हें रोक भी नहीं सकता। हालांकि अच्छा होता अगर तुम इस प्रोजेक्ट में हमारे साथ रहते, क्योंकि तुम इस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में इतना जानते हो।
मैं आपको एश्योर करता हूं सर, मैं इस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में कहीं भी कुछ भी नहीं बोलूंगा।
That was never my worry, नवीन। Do well wherever you are, और याद रखना कि इस कंपनी के दरवाजे तुम्हारे लिए हमेशा खुले हैं।
थैंक यू सर।
I hope you understand the significance of ethics and values. 9 out of 10 problems which we are confronting on all fronts, maybe physical problems, we are manufacturing diseases. We are manufacturing disease. The COVID came from a manufactured laboratory, and so many people died. So many people lost their dear and near ones. So many people are now today also facing problems. After 2 years, 3 years of time, today also many people are confronting with the many issues which are related to that. Not only that, I have so many other videos also which are, but I'm telling you is a substantial thing I'm talking to you. 9 out of 10 problems we are manufacturing ourselves. The kind of riots which take place, They are manufactured by politicians and some other people. And those come from our schools. In the when we lack the ethics and values, then these students are going to be the project heads somewhere. It requires more intelligence to manufacture a virus than antivirus. Our computer science students are expert in both. The most intelligent manufacture virus, because to manufacture a virus, you have to understand the science of antivirus. You create an antivirus, and they are more intelligent. They will come with a. We need to mentor our students. The same knife can cut the fruits and vegetables. The same knife can take life of somebody. We must be very judicious. And when we are talking to our students, your communication, your emotional. I am very tempted to share one example with you here before I go to the positive thinking. Yes? May I share? I always try to share some personal examples, though in classrooms we should not be talking personal things, but I share personal so that you understand that I am talking real life. I am not something story padi. वो भी मैं कभी-कभी करता हूँ, but mostly related to the families, friends, and you must be encountering that also. Way back, I think in 1987, my dad got retired at the age of 58, and we thought that he is still physically quite fit, mentally very alert, and he is master of mathematics, English languages. उसकी English बहुत शानदार है. And we come from a business family. I come from a community which is a business. Very few people in my family are in the jobs. Now they are in doctors, some of them they're engineers, but then mostly we come from originally Baniya family or Marwadis, you can say, in the other parts of the country, from business family. And my dad knows the tables, not only, let us say, 2 2s are 2 multiplied by 2.5, multiplied by 2, Sawai Dede. We call it Lande. In Punjabi, we call it Lande. Means you don't have the calculators at that time. So he was able to calculate. Today also he calculates like that, without using calculators. So he was very good in mathematics and mentally alert, physically alert at the age of 58 also. So we decided to, one of my family friends, our family friends, he was in the business of wheat grinding. समझते हैं आप? चक्की कहते हैं हम लोग पंजाब में, where you go and take your wheat and they will grind it, make it into atta. Yes, flour. And there are some small scale and there are some big scales, chakkis, those mills, where large scale manufacturing, for example, Ashirwad is going to all parts of India. You don't have the small chakkis there, you have a very big chakki. And this was a middle level industry which my friend was having in Mohali. So he said, Pramod, now uncle is free, can he join us in the business? I asked Dad, would you like to join? He said, yes, I can do that. And he used to go driving his scooter to Mohali. First day he did something, second day he did something, third day he did something. Fourth day, he said that I no longer want to work there. I asked, we sat in a family, like over the dinner or something, or a cup of tea, and we discussed certain things. And I said, Dad, you are very excited to go for the business. And why don't you join that? Well, why did you continue that? He's paying you more than what you were drawing when you were working. He said that, first of all, that was a season when the fresh wheat comes to the market. Fresh wheat should not be eaten. Fresh wheat should not be eaten. Like you have the crop and you just take the wheat to the mill it can spoil your stomach. And they said, they said that he said that they are first of all grinding the fresh wheat, and it can spoil the stomach of many people. I don't want to have that pap. मेरे को वो पाप लगेगा कितने लोगों को मेरी चक्की से from my mill some people are getting unwell. Then second thing he said that there is so much of dust in the grain markets, and there is no system of cleaning them. I mean, in the home we wash the wheat and then we make it dry in the sun. We remove the unwanted things from there, and I said, "Okay, Dad, this is not possible in this level." He said, "Okay, then I don't want to work there." They may have other workers. Their mills were working earlier also, but मैं ये पाप नहीं ले सकता. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Ethics and values की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. Communication skills की बात कर रहे हैं. And from the 5th day, I told my friend, he said के uncle has genuine concern, and I am with him on this, but it is not possible in a large scale mills. And then my dad said it is possible, and I can give you model for that. It will cost you little less benefit, but it is possible. In this case, the clip which you saw, it was possible for them to avoid so much of people getting cancer, and many other. The pregnant women may get deformed babies and all. But it is going on. It is going on. Whatever we are eating, we do not know what we are eating in the restaurants, in the packed food and whatever. And today, we have gone to that level. If I get unwell, I go to the medical store to get the medicine. Medicine is also adulterated. What can we do? Yes? Okay. What I am trying to say is ethics and values, your behavior, your conduct, and your acts are very important. You knowingly or unknowingly are playing a role in front of your students, your behavior, conduct, and act, which they are going to reflect in their own behavior, conduct, and act. Our students are sum total of what we are, or our parents, or the environment. We learn the things from our environment. Now, this is about ethics and values. I have not touched upon the slides which I brought, but then the important things I have shared with you. We must be able to provide good ethics and values among our students. Now about positive attitude. I like to again show you one video. May I? If you see this video, watch this video very carefully. It is in English language. And try to understand each and every word. There is nothing much on positive attitude than this. Okay? This is a small speech by a girl from Rawat Bhata, a small place where you have the nuclear power stations. Just listen to the speech. I don't want to give any background. The speech itself will make you so many things clear.
Open water swimming is a very lonely sport. I have spent hours looking into the infinite, seemingly bottomless ocean underneath me, with nothing to keep me company but my own thoughts. And so I have not only been tested as a swimmer, but also as a thinking, feeling, imaginative human being. Be it my first test as a marathon swimmer when I decided to swim for 12 hours nonstop in a swimming pool, or crossing the English Channel in 13 hours and 55 minutes. When you're swimming, you don't talk, you don't hear very well, and your vision is restricted to what's right in front of you or underneath you. This isolation has been my sport's biggest gift to me. Through open water swimming, I have come to know myself in ways that I could have never expected to. While crossing the English Channel, after already having swam for 10 hours, when I got stuck in one place for 1.5 hours because of the currents, I saw the strong and dedicated athlete in me in an open water marathon held in Switzerland when I won my first gold medal for India. I witnessed a proud Indian in me. And 4 years ago, when I jumped into the Antarctic Ocean, wearing nothing but a swimsuit, cap, and goggles, with an unwavering spirit of just doing, I saw a fighter in me. When you find yourself alone in an ocean with your thoughts, the dangers that you face are not just external, like whales, sharks, jellyfish, or even demotivating people. But the more dangerous demons you face are the fear and negativity inside you that tell you you're not good enough, you will never reach the other shore, you haven't trained enough. What if you fail? What will people think? We all have our own internal demons, don't we? In a day-to-day life, you can hide from them behind your work or many other distractions. But like I said, in the middle of the ocean, there is nowhere to hide. I have to face my internal demons just as much I have to taste the salt in the sea, feel the chafing on my skin, and acknowledge the whales swimming beside me. I hate it, and I love it. Even today, when I can't find motivation or joy in what I'm doing, all I ask myself is this the best I can do right now? What does not change is that voice within, that internal compass which guides me to a better self every day. And I believe that a truly successful life is the one which is spent in the pursuit of becoming the best possible version of yourself when you take that last breath.
She mentioned, who is stopping you to be successful and on the top? Who is stopping you? Your own internal demons. आपके अंदर बैठा हुआ जो डर है, fear है, that you are not good enough. And many times in the life, we challenge ourselves. We need to come. And many of the students have the potential in them. I am again and again drawn back to the definition which I shared with you on the first day. Everything is inside that seed. Everything is inside your students and your children, and in yourself also, your family members also. They need to know that. And I am constantly reminded of Mr. Anand Bagai, who said that you can do at least what the other person has done. Better than that even, better than. And you can keep learning and keep growing. Dear friends, this was a small video which I wanted to share with you. I want to share 2 poems with you also on positive attitude. And now, medical fraternity, जो medical के profession के लोग हैं, earlier they were not giving that kind of weightage to the psychology. They said it is a just like that. Your physical being is not related to your psychology. But then nowadays, of late, the scientists have come to this conclusion that if you are psychologically, you're emotionally very strong, the medicines help you. I mean, your recovery will be faster and complete depending on the fighting spirit you are having in yourself. Encourage your students, besides the academics, they should go into other things also. Going to the IIT again, ma'am, I was told by Kavita that her daughter is also from IIT Kharagpur. When I first time went to IIT Kanpur campus, not when my son was there, I mean, much earlier than that, I used to go there to give some lectures to their faculty members sometimes. I saw that in the middle of the nights, their playgrounds are filled. 12 baje raat ko, 2 baje, somebody is playing tennis. They have fully flooded. Fully flooded means lighting के साथ basketball and tennis के बहुत सारे courts हैं कानपुर के अंदर. So is the case with, I think, other this thing also. They're having more than 50 clubs where the students distract themselves from the academic, which is very, very rigorous in IITs. And somebody is playing the drama, somebody is playing the instrument, somebody is in the sports ground, their faculty as well as their students. That makes the things very, very important. And if you are too much into only academics, which are very important, you will be a lopsided personality sometimes. In the life, when you come to the life, you will not be able to face many challenges. You require social skills, you require emotional skills, you require spiritual skills, besides your academic skills, your intellectual levels also. ये एक थोड़ी सी स्लाइड्स हैं which I wanted to share with all of you before we break for the lunch. Let me share those slides with you. Power of positivity and developing positive thinking. It is very easy said than done. But I will be taking help of some of the quotes by great people and 2 poems also, Kalidas and Robert Frost. Having positive thoughts increases your brain's ability to make better decisions. It is a statement. I have not mentioned the name who has said it, but number of people have said this, that your brain can make better decisions when you are. And I am reminded of Mr. Shastri, Professor Shastri, who taught me structural engineering in 1981. He was our head of department at that time. Professor Shastri was from South India. He was working in Thapar Engineering College. He used to come to our class sometimes when other teachers were absent to fill the gap. And one class he came and he said that civil engineering, he was a civil engineer, V.V. Shastri, and a master of structures. And he said that civil engineering is 90% common sense. For that matter, every engineering is, do not leave your common sense when you are working on the numericals, on your problems. You will not do any big problems. कोई बड़ी ज़्यादा आप गलती नहीं करेंगे. You will not make a very big mistake if you keep your common sense in your mind. Common sense is very important. And then he said in one of the sessions, I remember his first session which he took with us in the second year or third year, when one teacher was absent, he came and he said that as a engineer, चाहे वो आप सिविल के इंजीनियर हैं, इलेक्ट्रिकल के हैं, मैकेनिकल है, focus on the solution. If you will keep on focusing on the problem, you will never find a solution. If you will keep on focusing on the, if you are keep on focusing on the problem, you will never come to a solution. Think of the focus on the solution while you are understanding the problem, but focus is on the solution. And I am also being reminded of a line said by one of my principals here. Now we have a post of director in this institute. Earlier we used to have principal when I joined in 85. Our second principal at that time, though in the hierarchy he was a third principal. First was T.K. Vaidyanathan ji, he was from Kerala. Second was from Maharashtra, Mr. P.D. Kulkarni, when I joined this institute. And third was Dr. K.V. Raina. He was electrical engineer. He was our principal. I was a young lecturer at that time, few years only here. And he called me to his office, and he said, Pramod, this is the problem. This is a project. You go and work on this. It was related to civil engineering. I was working in the Department of Rural Development at that time on some low-cost technology for house building. After 1 or 2 hours, I went to his office. I said, sir, it cannot be done. He said, can you keep the file on the other table and come and join and have a cup of tea with me? What he said at that time remained with me all my life. And I'm sharing that with you also. And many times I share in my sessions also. He said, Pramod, this problem is secondary thing. You are a young lecturer. At that time, we used to have assistant professor, used to be called lecturers. We used to have a lecturer, assistant professor, and professor. Now we have assistant professor, associate professor, and professors in the engineering colleges. Yes. And he said, okay, you are a young lecturer and you have long way to go in your professional career if you want to stay here. I want to tell you something. Listen to me very carefully, which I'm telling you now. These are not my words. He said, do not anticipate problems. Do not anticipate problem. I told him that he asked me why this cannot be done. I gave him the list of the problems why it cannot be done. And he said, do not anticipate problems. Then in the same breath, he said, they may not come. You're anticipating the problems, they may not come. And if they come, they will bring solutions with them. Many times we do not touch because we think that it's not possible. And later on we repent on that. Why we have not done that. And our students are in that age, my dear friends. Our small children are in that age. उनको देख के डर लगता है यार ये मैथमेटिक्स की प्रॉब्लम है ये ऐसा है ऐसे वी विल नॉट डू दिस ये घर में ये हो गया नो देयर आर डू नॉट एंटिसिपेट ऐसा हो जाएगा ऐसा वी कीप ऑन फोकसिंग ऑन द नेगेटिविटी we can never come across the solutions. And 90%, 9 out of 10, it's my favorite phrase again, 9 out of 10 times, the solutions of the big problems are very simple. Only thing is we are not able to focus on them because of the negative, we are so much surrounded by the negative thoughts that we are not able to think about the simple solutions. I have so many examples in my life where I have worked on that and we came out with very, very beautiful solutions. The Sukhna Lake, mein jo silt aa rahi hai, it used to be about 8 to 9 inches. A simple solution given by a villager worked with us when I was working on that problem, and it is now limited to only 1 inch, less than 1 inch per year. Every time when the rain is coming, when the catchment, the lower Shivalik hills, yesterday somebody was asking me a question on that, lot of silt used to come also, and the lake was being filled. Lake ka jo base hai, that is being filled by the silt. And we were fearful that this lake will die. And 8 to 9 inches, so much of silt was there. A simple solution given by a small villager who had no negativity attached to it. When we were interviewing, we made some check dams and other things also on the catchment area, and the simple solution worked there. He said it can be reduced to 0. A villager, not a scientist. Common sense, a positive thought. That's the power of positivity. Our students must have that. The second one is, I want somebody to read this slide. Can anybody volunteer from the online participant? Yes, Surya Prakash ji, aage.
It will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not at the end.
It will get better. Thank you so much, Surya Prakash ji. It will be okay in the end. It is not okay. That is the spirit of positivity. Thank you so much.
It will be okay in the end, sir.
Yeah, it will be okay in the end. And we have that kind of attitude. In the end, everything will be okay. If it is not okay, it is not yet the... I may take a wrong turn. I may come across an obstacle on when I am driving, but it is not the end. Everything, I will reach my goals and destinations and successes. Worrying does not take away tomorrow's trouble. Worrying does not take away tomorrow's trouble. It takes away
today's peace.
Yeah, it takes away today's peace. And when you are not in peace, when you are in aggression, you don't take right decisions. We learned that from the first slide. Life is going to challenge you every single day. And some days you just want to give up. Just want to give up. When I am running a 2-kilometer race on my rowing, I see that the 5 other boats are going ahead of me. I have a tendency to give up. Life is going to challenge you every single day, and some days you just want to give up. Even though you feel defeated, always believe in your strength. Life can be tough, but you will always be tough. The challenges come to us to make us more tougher. The whole science of eradicating that confronting the COVID was, the emphasis was on immune system को strong करिए. When the COVID came, it did not touch everyone, or touched, and did not affect many people, because some people immune system was very strong. So your emotional immune system play a very significant role in your lives. If challenges come, okay, we'll take care of this. Life is hard, but not. The nature is teaching us. You can see this in the nature. In the rock, there is a plant and the flower. Nature is teaching us so many things if you observe the nature very well. There is always a way. One of the most beautiful trees is people tree. What we call it in your language, I do not know. Yeah, and if you want to grow, it will never, sprout. Oh, bahar nahi aata wo. It doesn't come blade, but it will grow on the top of the roof, in the castles, and in the, and it there is always a way. When you find that all doors are closed, one door will be open for you. You have that kind of mentoring, guidance, and supervision with your student. When I was doing my thesis, ma'am, may I have your attention, please? One conference at a time. When I was doing my thesis, a stage came when I thought that I won't be able to complete it. A stage came when I thought everything is gone wrong. जो मैंने साल 1.5 साल से मेहनत करा है, सब बेकार हो गया. My guy told me that now it's the right time to write the thesis. You have done it. Dr. P.V. Rao, he said that this is a stage which should come to every student before he parts with his, research work. And my son faced the same thing also. There was a stage, my wife had to rush to Kanpur because he was so disturbed by the problem which he was handling. His guide said, now, Varun, you can write the thesis. This is a stage when there is always a. The guides, we call it guide or supervisor. He's a counselor and he's also a mentor and a teacher, of course. And he, long back, before he submitted his thesis, long back, he said, now you have gone in the research to a level where I am not there. When you are doing your MTech or your PhDs or your research, you are always doing in a narrow area where the teacher have not gone. So you become the learner from the student. Yes. This is one of the very beautiful slides. I want somebody to unmute and read this slide, sir, by J.V. Shah. Somebody can unmute and read it, please.
Yes, sir. I would like.
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Arshi Ansari. Yes, please.
Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the aeroplane, the pessimist the parachute.
We require both of them. Optimist is a person who is positive.
Yes.
Pessimist is a person who anticipates problems.
Yes.
We require, definitely, ma'am, we definitely require the parachutes.
Yes, sir, definitely.
But if I do not have the aeroplane, where do I use the parachute?
Parachute, exactly.
So we must have the aeroplane first. We should not be so pessimistic कि हम लोग ऊपर जाएंगे और सब गिरेंगे. So somebody has to do that. Thank you so much, ma'am. Arshi ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. A small child, those who are having small children at home can understand this very well. When a small child tries to learn how to walk, he falls many times. If the mother is fearful, having a negative mind, she will not allow him to or her to be on her feet. Is it the right thing to do? Every time he or she falls, she has to rise. And one day, you cannot keep on holding her finger, his finger or her fingers all your life. This challenges, they make her legs, his legs stronger. The glory is rising every time we fall. We are twice armed if we fight with faith or positivity. For a man to conquer himself, that lady said, the demons inside you, you have to conquer those demons. For a man to conquer himself is the first and noblest of all the victories. Plato said that. This is a very beautiful slide. I want to have 2-3 minutes on this. I want somebody to read this slide for me and for everyone. Please unmute yourself and read this slide.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I have been through some terrible
Hello.
things in my life, some of which actually happened.
Acha, Narayan Kesari ji has read this.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you want to
I
also
have
read
been
this one?
through.
Yes. Ma'am, you want to also read Madam Datta?
Yes, sir.
You
I
please
have
read this one.
I have been through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened.
Ma'am, how do you interpret this slide now?
Means that some terrible things obviously happen in all our life, but we think more of those terrible things. But what happened in our life is very little, maybe very little, but we think more.
Okay. You're very, very close. Somebody else like to share his or her interpretation? My friend sitting here also can also contribute. Thank you so much, Datta ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
So he may have thought that some terrible things will happen, but it actually not happened. He was
Yeah,
overthinking.
it was overthinking, my fears, my negativity, and all those things. I have sleepless nights. I keep on tossing on the bed. Kalko, when I will go to the office, internet will not work. 600 participants will be just giving me phone calls. This will not happen. This do not anticipate problem. They may not. And when they happen, we will find the reminded of the KB Raina's saying. I have been through terrible things in my life. Some of them which actually happened. Most of them had not happened. And then Mark Twain, in the same breath, what he said here, I want you to read it again, Kesri sir.
20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you did not do than by the ones you did so. You did. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade, wind in your sails, explore, dream, discover.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kesri.
Thank you, sir.
20 years from now, you will repent for the things you did not do than the things which you did. And he said, throw off the bowlings. Bowlings किसको कहते हैं हम लोग? Bowlines. The ship is very expensive. The most expensive vehicle on the earth is ship. And it is very safe in the harbor. And it is tied with the bowlines. वो जो रस्सियां होती हैं वो एक bow से साथ बांधी होती हैं so that it doesn't strike the harbor rocks. He said that throw off the bowlines. Bowlines here in this context is your negative thoughts. If I do this thing, I will fail. I will do this thing, I will fail. He said, throw off the bowlings, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, and discover. This is how we rise in the life. This is how a mentor, a guide, a supervisor, a counselor, a optimist may see a light where there is none. A optimist may see a light where there is none. But why must the pessimist always run to blow it out? Isn't it so beautiful? There is no light, but the optimist is able to see that light. And the pessimist is ready to blow that light which the optimist is. The whole world is throwing before you, the environment is throwing before you so much of negative. You are not good enough. You are not doing this thing. Sometimes you resonate with the environment and start saying it to yourself also. And that the role of the teacher is in that time. Yes, it can be. A positive thinker is he see the invisible, feel the intangible, and achieve the impossible. The record breakers in any area. Now, 2 poems and then we close the session. 2 poems and when we close the session. The first poem is by Kalidas. He dedicated this poem to the dawn. And my dear friends, when I was doing research on the topic of positive thinking, I found that many of the CEOs, जिनके ऊपर बहुत सारा लोड रहता है इंडस्ट्रीज का, head of the institutions, head of the organizations, they keep this poem under their top glass top. Read it every day. Is there anyone from English background in the online participant? This is small poem by, yes, please come. We have one. There's one here. Okay, please come. We have one participant from Karnataka. He is teaching English. I want him to read this poem. This poem is full of positivity. Very small poem. And once you read it, you will find the. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Myself, Vishwaraju. I'm from Government Polytechnic for Women, Ramnagara, Karnataka. I'm working as senior grade lecturer
in English and communication skills. So over to my friend here.
Shall I start, sir?
Yes, please.
Salutation to dawn.
Thoda loud.
Look at this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In this brief course lie all the verities and realities of existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of achievement. For today, well life makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well to this day. This is my salutation to the dawn.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. This poem was first narrated by Dr. Kuldeep Jatka, who taught me English in +1 and +2, pre-engineering and pre-university. Look to this day, for this is life. This moment is the life, the very life of life. In this brief course lies all the verities and realities. कल को निकल गया वो हमारे हाथ में नहीं है, जो आने वाला वो भी हमारे हाथ में. This is the time, only this moment. The bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of achievement. For today well lived. यदि हमने ये moment को अच्छे से जी लिया. For today well lived makes every yesterday. This is going to be yesterday. Tomorrow it will be yesterday. This today. A dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well to this day. This is my salutation to the dawn. Isn't it so beautiful, my dear friends?
Yes,
and
sir, very beautiful.
The second is, as I mentioned, by Robert Browning, not Robert Frost. Robert Frost was also, I have another poem by him also. He's also a very positive writer. Pipa's song, a small girl, she goes to a hillside and she see the scene there, a small poem. Who would like to volunteer? And
Can I, sir?
Yes, Abhiniti Goel.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Please introduce yourself, ma'am, thoda sa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Abhiniti Goyal. I'm assistant professor. I teach environmental studies at Flame University in Pune.
Very good. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Pippa's song, the years at the spring and days at the morn, mornings at 7, the hillsides dew pearled, the larks on the wing, and the snails on the thorn, God's in his heaven, all rights with the world.
Isn't so beautiful?
It is.
The year is at the spring. Best season. अभी आज का spring चल रहा है ना? There is at the spring, and the
Pune
days
means
at the
almost
morn.
summer, sir, but yes.
पुणे में समर है. All over the world we are heading toward the spring, and the morning सुबह का time है, 7 बजे हैं. On the hillside, the people see the dews are on the hillside. Pearl की तरह वो चमक रहे हैं, and the lark, the birds are going to start their day on the wing, and the snail जो है वो throne के ऊपर चल रही है. Snail, small caterpillar kind of a thing. God is in his heaven. All is right with the. Thank you so much, ma'am. And there are so many good other poems also. Other literature में बहुत कुछ लिखा हुआ है. But today is not time permitting me. You can do that, and then share these things with your students to develop a positivity in their lives. Life is tough, but you are tougher. Life is going to give you challenges, but then you can meet those challenges. Yes. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Thank you, my friends who have participated very actively, and my silent friends also. Thank you so much for patient listeners. And if there is any questions, anything you want to add to the topics on ethics and values or on positive thinking, we can wait for 5 minutes for the lunch break. Yes, please.
I do want to add something, sir. I want
Yes,
to say something.
Yes, please.
सर अपनी एवरीडे लाइफ में हम इतना फैमिली प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में हम इतना स्ट्रेस्ड हो जाते हैं. देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव, टीचिंग, रिसर्च, सर्विस, इतना सब होता है. I feel very right and apt decision I took of enrolling in this workshop, this FDP, because we fail to remind ourselves from time to time कि हम अपने daily life में how tough we are, whether we are mothers, whether we are daughters, whether we are wives. You know, we fail to remind ourselves how strong we are. And